my gosh. So I just had one of the best one-on-one caregiver interactions, and I want to talk to you about it. Because if I could sit with you at the very beginning of your caregiving journey, before the guilt, before the confusion, and before all of the moments where you thought, am I even doing this right? Here are some of the things I'd like you to know. Things that I've learned from sitting across the table with thousands of families just like yours, just like today. If you don't know me, I'm Laura Wilkerson, nurse practitioner and dementia care specialist. I'm on the other end of the late night call, the one who's trying to make sense of all your paperwork, your new behaviors, the medical jargon for you that doesn't quite match what's happening with you at home. See, because I've walked with caregivers in hospitals, in assisted livings, in living rooms, in nursing facilities, and I've watched so many of you carry the shame for not knowing what no one has ever taught you. But that's all going to change today. Because the first thing that I want you to know is you're a part of the care plan, not just a side note. In the medical system, we talk a lot about dementia, but what we forget is to talk about you. And the truth is, caregiving doesn't just support the care plan, it is the care plan because you're the one holding it all together between the visits, the routines, and all of the meltdowns. And if you're exhausted, it's not because you're weak. It's not because you're feeble. It's because you're being treated like you're optional when actually you're the most essential piece of the puzzle. And there is no one size fits all. There's no one right way. It's what works for you and your family. Because so many caregivers are asking me, what's the right way to do this? Or is it okay if we're not following the schedule that you gave us? Am I doing something wrong if it doesn't look like exactly what you told me when you left my house? And here's what I tell them, and I want you to understand. There's no manual for the person that you love. There's only trial and error and observation and a whole lot of compassion. And what works for someone else might not work for you. And that doesn't make you wrong. It makes you real. Because even in my day to day practice, I can only make recommendations about what I know, what's worked for someone else, and then listen to your person's story and determine might this work for them or might a little bit of tweaking work? And all we can do is try and adjust, try and adjust. And listen, you're allowed to need help. Earlier this morning, I had that call with the caregiver that I was talking to you about, and later she called me and she said, I need your help. This is completely normal. You're allowed to ask for help because caregiving will ask more of you than any other job you've ever had. It's probably going to tap your patience, your planning skills, and pull at those heartstrings and your health. And I bet, like most caregivers, you're probably waiting too long to ask for help. And why is that? Is it because you think that asking for help is a sign of weakness or it means that you're failing? Because let me be clear, asking for help is not a weakness. Taking breaks is not selfish. Delegating tasks to other people is not giving up. It's protection. It's restorative. It's sustainability. It's love that includes you two, and you are very important in this whole mix. And one thing that I'd like you to try this week is to think back to something that someone warned you about, something you had to learn the hard way. And then I'd like you to write it down. And if you can, share this with someone else, whether it's a new caregiver, a sibling, or just write it in your journal. And when we share what we've learned, we sort of build this road that others can walk down with us. And if you're thinking that you're ready to go deeper into the hardest parts of caregiving, like behaviors, I'll be teaching a free training in July that walks you through exactly that. And if you want to know more, make sure to follow me on Facebook or join my free group, Dementia Caregivers Success and Support Network. Because listen, I know this isn't easy, but needing more support doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means you've been doing too much alone, and we're going to change that. And until next week, I'm here sharing for you while you're caring for them. See you next week.